Hey, what's going on? I'm Nate, and on today's 2 hour grind, I'm going to be drawing Solid Snake. I just saw that they released a packaged bundle of Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3, and I was super excited for it. I probably won't actually get time to play it, but I would love to replay it. I remember playing through Metal Gear Solid 1 on PlayStation 1 back in high school, and that was like one of my favorite games. I remember having to play through it. I think you had to play through it multiple times to unlock certain items. Um, what was it? The bandana. I think you had to unlock, and you got like unlimited ammo. I remember running through with like the RPG on one of the playthroughs and just like shooting everybody with rockets, or maybe it wasn't an RPG, but definitely was able to use rockets and run around. That game was like one of my favorites, and it just brings back memories. So I'm gonna try drawing him. I've never drawn him before, so let's see what I got. I got a little reference picture pulled up. As usual, always use reference. Now, I'm not actually using the reference photo to copy the actual picture itself. I'm gonna use it to like reference his outfit and things like that. Um, so I got him pulled up next to me. I'm gonna try see what I can do here. One of the cool things about Metal Gear Solid was you could get a cardboard box and hide in the cardboard box from the bad guys, right? You would alert bad guys, you would have to hide because they were kind of sparse on ammo sometimes. That's why it was so cool when you got the infinite ammo. Of course, you always had like smoke cigarettes for some reason. You could distract people with them. And you could hide in like the cardboard box. I think that's what I'm going to end up putting them in, is the cardboard box today. So I'm just gonna really loosely lay out big shapes first. It's kind of how I work. Um, Everybody kind of works differently. I know there's a ton of awesome artists out there, and we all kind of do our own thing. Some people work very similar, and some people do things completely different. But so I always start with kind of loose, big shapes. Try to just get his pose in. I will always make sure to start off lightly though, so you're building up the layers of where you want things to be. Gotta make sure the box is gonna be big enough for him to fit in it, right? Because he actually goes inside of it in the game. So just real loose. Start to lay in, start to find shapes, start to find like the shapes of the shadows, right? The way I kind of work is like, the forms of the shapes, and you can kind of like try to wrap around them. So I try to start to add the value in there to kind of give it a light source while I'm going through it. It's real loose at times, not always visible. Bring the bandana all the way down, like sits right on top of his eyes. So when you put shapes in space, it's kind of like a parallelogram, right? You want to have those lines parallel to certain things so they stay on the same plane, so they kind of feel like they're in space together. Um, Easier said than done, I guess, at times. Sometimes you can get it pretty easily. So this line would match this line, and it's going to match the backside line, but I also have the flat that hangs down, so... And that'll be tweaked as I go along the background. I don't know exactly how I want them to have the box yet, but I'm kind of getting it. So hand holding the gun again. I kind of lay it out, like cylinders together and just lots of circles, right? So piled up together. Eventually, it'll build value that way. Probably have to erase it and redraw it a couple times. That's just how it works. But that's some good old pouches. Everybody loves big pouches in the 90s. Still add them in my art now. Always need pouches. I don't know. Especially in this game, right? You had to carry so many things with you, so he needed all the pouches to carry all the health and whatever else you had to find to get from place to place. ammo. He is trying to go off the paper, which I didn't really, wasn't trying to get him to go off the paper, but little things you can change when you know, if I just decide to add legs to him a little bit later, I will. He's kind of crouching. I'm got a little bit of it in. So Metal Gear Solid Snake. Sketches kind of laid in. I'm gonna add that a little bit. Alright, so as I keep going over it layer and layer and layer, you can see the forms kind of taking more of a shape, kind of coming together a little bit better than they were. So I just kind of continued to do that. Alright, so I'm back. I accidentally somehow skipped this whole thing. I missed this video. I thought I was recording. I wasn't. Anyway, long story short, so I am at this point. I changed his hand. He's now got like an MP5. He's bringing it up. He's hanging, the box is hanging out on his shoulder, right? Or back on his like tricep. The other one's up on his hand. He's still pushing it, either bringing it down, he's bringing it down, bringing the gun up, or he's like, you know, pushing it off and he's going to start moving around. Of course, I gave him the cigarette. Would he be smoking a cigarette inside a base while infiltrating, while inside a cardboard box? Probably not, but maybe he would. Who knows? It's Solid Snake. He's pretty badass dude, right? So that's where I'm at right now. I need to use reference real quick of a submachine gun. Hopefully one that he used in Metal Gear Solid 1, Solid Snake. Did he get, what was a submachine gun, right? He rocks that. Let me just rock that. Okay. Let's go with a circle up here. Put that. Wounded. Stop. Alright, so little submachine gun. It'll come more to life when I add the next layers. It does, this thing is just sliding away from me. It still needs a little tweaking. Not quite finished, right? In progress. I guess I could fix this real quick, actually. I'll fix his arm. I don't know if he has stubborn or not, but he's getting some. Okay, so I think my penciling stage is at a stopping point. I can still clean it up a lot. I can still spend another good bit of time on this piece as it is. But what I like to do is my next step is to go in and kind of ink over the lines. So kind of ink over the lines, finalize some of the shapes, and then I like to go back in and tweak the value with the pencil. So it's going to be a pencil piece by the time it's all done. So this is going to be my stopping point here. He does still need some pencil tweaks probably. I gotta fix that arm coming out at us a little bit. I think I might have made it a little too long now as I shrunk it, but we got him kneeling, coming out of the box or putting the box on. I don't know which one. MP5, smoking his cigarette, the old school Solid Snake. I'm gonna work on this one a little bit more though, guys, and I'm gonna come back with the next steps next video. So tune in if you're interested in this kind of stuff. This was the pencils, just the pencils, and they are still pretty loose. I might actually want to clean this up a bit before take it from pencils into inks. I think I just got to bring it back to where it was originally, I think. Better. All right. So thanks for stopping by. I'm Nate. This was the 2-hour grind, and you can always give me a like, give me a follow at any of these cool spots. I do try to update things and keep things rolling quite often. So little fan art today. I wanted to play it so bad, but I'll settle for drawing Solid Snakes. Take a look. The next video will come up. It'll probably be inking him. I might actually throw some markers in there. He'll get some acrylic paint. For some white, this is grayscale paper, so that'll be added in there eventually. So give me a like, give me a follow. Thanks for stopping by. I do appreciate any of that support. Thank you, thank you. Till the next time, this was the 2-hour grind.